Hello everyone, my name is Ms. Diksha Udhani and today we'll continue with our subject of business of principles of business management. In today's lecture we are going to study importance and functions of management. Okay, so let's study importance of management. Why is management so important? Why is management so important that it is given you as a whole different subject and not just in a particular point in your whole syllabus? Because management is the core to get your goals completed. Okay, if you can manage the things, then you can achieve your goals and achieve your targets. Okay, wherever there is good management, the results are going to be good, and where the results are good, here the dreams would be accomplished quickly, easier, and without much effort. Okay, so let's study the importance of management point wise from the point of view of a business. Okay, so the first point over here is achievement of group goals. A human group consists of several persons, each specializing in doing a part of the total task. Each person may be working efficiently, but the group as a whole cannot realize its objectives unless there is a mutual cooperation and coordination among the members of the group. Management creates teamwork and coordination in the group. He reconciles the objectives of the group with those of its members. Okay, so that each one of them is motivated to make his best contribution towards the accomplishment of group goals. Managers provide inspiring leadership to keep the members of the group working hard. Okay, so the first point here is achievement of group goals. Achievement of group goals means what? The targeted goals of the organization. Management helps in achieving those. Okay, in an organization, that is not only one person working, where there are many different people working in the organization. Okay, so to achieve objectives or to achieve the goals of whole group is important. To achieve that goal, management plays a very vital role, or management plays a very important role. Okay, management makes sure that everyone's personal goals are achieved while the whole group goal is also achieved. When the group goal is decided, then there some parts of particular person's achievements are done, particular person's goals are done, and then manager makes sure that everyone achieves their personal goals which are given to them. Plus, overall, when everyone achieves their goals, it helps in achievement of group goals also. Okay, so a manager plays a vital role here by motivating, by leading the whole group, and that is why it is important to have management, so that the whole people, the group of people, can achieve whatever targeted goals they have. Okay, next is minimization of cost. In the modern era of cutthroat competition, no business can succeed unless it is able to supply the required goods and services at the lowest possible cost per unit. Management directs day-to-day operation in such a manner that all wastage and extravagance are avoided. By reducing the cost and improving efficiency, managers enables an enterprise to be competent to face competitors and earn profit. Okay, so second point is minimization of cost. Minimization of cost means what? The total cost that is required to complete a particular task, that can be reduced through management. How that can be reduced? Through management. Because when a manager does a planning for particular kind of work, then he decides after the A step where the B step should happen, after B step in what time C step should happen, after C step where D step should be happen, and what time D step should happen, and what people are required to complete the D step, what are the resources are required to complete each of the step. Okay, so here, while management, as a management, if you see, it is planning, organizing, coordinating, controlling. Okay, so management here works as a core thing of planning properly what you want to do, in that planning, the plan is made in least cost way. Okay, most effective and minimum cost way. After point number A is completed, or step number A is completed, directly step number B happens. Okay, or if after step A there is a requirement of little cooling of say production that you are doing. Okay, or there needs to be given a rest time for that particular product, then how much of rest time is necessary? And after that, when we take it to the B point or B station, then at that place, how much time it is going to require, how much money it is going to require, all that planning and coordinating, and making sure that everything happens in a smooth flow will help to reduce the cost, and that reduction of cost will help in today's market in minimizing the total cost, and will help in standing in cutthroat competition that is in current market. Okay, Next is human resource development. The optimum utilization of physical resources like material, machinery, money, and markets depend entirely upon the quality of human resource. Manpower is a focal point of all the inputs where physical inputs are turned into wealth. The management science is concerned with the development of entrepreneurial skills, leadership qualities in the people so that they can harness properly the physical sources of an organization and nation and lead them to prosperity. So third number point is related to human resource. Human resource means what? The manpower that is working in the organization. Here, what is given that management, for management, human resource is most important thing. Okay, you can buy the raw materials anytime you want. You can input, reduce, or you can say increase the stock of raw material anytime you want. You can do any kind of changes. There's a lot of flexibility for other materials or other resources that our organization is using. But for human resource, it is very crucial and it will be very difficult to find a new employee immediately, or to retain that employee or to deploy that employee. Okay, so here management plays a vital role in finding a proper human resource and retaining that human resource and making sure that human resource is developing according to the need of the organization, and the organization gets maximum output from the human resource or the manpower that is available in the organization. Okay, so manpower is the focal point of all the inputs where physical inputs are turned into wealth. Okay, without human power, without manpower, nothing, there is no use of raw materials, there is no use of machinery, there is no use of land capital, all these things. When there is proper manpower, they can put their efforts in together and they can create the final product which will internally give the wealth to the organization. So managing that human resource is one of the key things one of the key things, and which is the focal point of organization, and to manage those, management plays a vital role. Okay, like HR managers decide what kind of recruitment should be needed, what kind of salary should be given, where the placement should happen, how should be the working conditions. These all things are decided by management, and so human resource management plays a vital role in human resource development. Okay, next is generation of employment. By setting up and expanding business enterprises, manager creates jobs for the people earn their livelihood by working in these organizations. Manager also creates such an environment that people working in the enterprise can get job satisfaction and happiness. In this way, managers help to satisfy the economic and social needs of employees. Okay, generation of employment means what? Creating vacancies in the organization, developing the vacancies in the organization so that you can recruit new people to work in your organization. Okay, so when a management is good, the business is going to do profit. When the business is going to do profit, the organization is going to expand, or your organization gets a chance of opening up, of expanding, of bringing new branches for their organization. Okay, so when the management is good, you will find new ways to develop your organization, and when the organization is developing, or when the organization is expanding, there will be vacancies created for employment. Okay, so good management does a very well work in generating the employment, and because of good management, the company will earn very good profit, and that can help in expansion of business, which in turn will lead to the employment generation and new human resources recruitment. Okay, next is optimum utilization of resources. Managers forecast the need of material, machinery, money, and manpower. They ensure that the organization has adequate resources and at the same time does not have idle resources. They create and maintain an environment conducive to the highest productivity. Managers make sure that workers that they provide training guidance for the employees so that they can make the best use of available resources. Okay, here is optimum utilization of resources. Optimum utilization of resources means what? To maximize the use of particular thing. Okay, complete utilization. There shouldn't be any kind of waste in the utilization of particular resource. Let it be manpower, let it be machinery, let it be material, let it be money. Okay, so what is optimum utilization of resources? To make a maximum use of the resources that we have. and management plays a vital role in that. How does management play a vital role in that? When management, when the planning is done very appropriately, due to that planning, the organizing of material or organization of resources, it can be done properly. Okay, when you do planning properly, that you need 10 goods for the 10 kgs of raw material at that time, and while organizing, you make sure that you get 10 kgs of the raw material, and you make sure while directing that the money, manpower and machinery make maximum utilization of that resources and minimize the wastage. Okay, so this is going to help in maximum output with the minimum inputs. Okay, where you can use 12 kgs to create 5 kgs of output, here you can use 10 kgs to create 5 kgs of output. Okay, so because of management, the optimum utilization of resources can happen. Okay, next is socio-economic growth. Sound management is useful not only to the business enterprise but also to the society. It acts as an agent of industrialization, creates gainful employment opportunities, undertakes welfare of its employees, improves the standard of living of people by providing quality goods in the adequate quantity, make productive utilization of resources, and thus lead to socio-economic development of nation. Socio-economic growth means what? Socio-economic growth means there's growth of society also and economic also. Okay, when management is done properly, when management succeeds in its goals, in achieving its goals and achieving its targets, at that time the company will progress. When the company progresses, the company gives good quality of output, the company generates good amount of money. So when a company generates a good quality output, and the company gives the best products it has, maybe it be services or goods, when it gives the best, there is a social development happening over there. And when it gives best, the economy also of the organization increases, the profits increase, the company is going higher and higher. Okay, when the company is going higher and higher, it helps in economic growth of not just that company but overall nation. So here management plays a vital role of socio-economic growth. When a company does its management accurately and maximally, at that time there is a social and economic growth happening of the nation and of the organization. Okay, next is survival and growth. Modern businesses operate in the rapidly changing environment. An enterprise has to adapt itself to the changing demands of the market and society. Management keeps in touch with the existing business environment and draws its predictions about the future trends in the future. It takes the steps in the advance to meet the challenges of the changing environment. Changes in the business environment create risk as well as opportunities. Managers enable the enterprise to minimize the risk and maximize the benefits of opportunities. In this way, managers facilitate the continuity and prosperity of the business. Okay. Yes, survival and growth. Why is management important for survival and growth? Because of management, we currently know what is the environment in the organization, what are the current steps that are happening in our organization, how is our organization working properly. Okay, so when we know where we are today, we can change to tomorrow's need. Okay, if we don't know where we are today, we can't change ourselves according to the needs of tomorrow. Okay, and as you know, every day the business is changing, every day the environment is changing of the market. Every day there is new product coming up, every day there is some kind of competition happening, every day there is technological change happening in the in the overall market. Okay, so to tackle with that, to deal with that, management plays a vital role. Management helps to know what we are today and helps to predict the future, helps us to know that tomorrow we are going to face these challenges, and make sure that we are pre-advance ready for the challenges that are going to be coming. Okay, so management plays a vital role in not just survival of organization but also growth, because according to the growth of the market, the organization can grow when its management is at its best, and when the management knows where it is today and what are going to be the tomorrow's needs, and changing its environment, changing its organizing, changing its planning, changing its structure accordingly. Okay, next is solution to growing complexities of the business. In modern world, business has to operate in an environment where complexities are increasing every day. These are several economic, political, legal, technological, social, and cultural problems influencing the operation of business. No business can survive and grow in such increasing complex atmosphere unless it has a sound and effective management. Good management provides an effective solution to complex business problems and ensures smooth conduct of business. So, as you see in today's environment, there are many changes rapidly coming up. There's legal changes, there are political changes, there are economic changes, there are technological changes, there are cultural problems. Every day there's some kind of problem in the market, in the society. Okay, so if the organization has a good sound management, at that time only the organization can find solution to the growing problems in for the business. Okay, let's take example of flood. Okay, flood is natural calamity, but when an organization suppose there is a business in Mumbai, okay, and there's a flood coming every year. We know in Mumbai there are flood problems almost every year. So when there's a good management, the organization's managers know that the months of June, July, August, September can be tricky for our organization because there are chances of flood, and that human resource won't be able to come to the organization to work. So the planning accordingly makes them makes the organization do its best even when there are floods. Okay, the management makes sure that they get work from home, or there are chances whenever that it is not possible for employees to come out to the office, to minimize the cost, to reduce the output, and to get the best output from the current problem. Okay, so growing complexities of business, that are solutions to that can be found through management. If the management is in a good working condition and the organization's managers know what is exact the problem that is going to come or has come, and where we actually stand in the complete market, and what is the position inside the management, inside the organization, and what are the management tactics that we use in the organization. Okay, so this is about importance of management. Now let's continue the functions of management. Okay, till now we saw importance of management and why is management important for the organization. Okay, so now let's study functions of management. Broadly, there are 5 different functions of management, which can be again subdivided, but we will see according to the like subjects ahead, the what kind of subdivision can happen and what are in detail these things are. Okay, so in functions there are 5 different types of functions. First is planning, second is organizing, third is staffing, fourth is directing, fifth is controlling. Okay, these are basic and most core functions of the organization, okay, of the management. Without these, management cannot function. Okay, in detail we'll study according to our subject, according to our syllabus. After this topic, next topic we have of planning and decision making. Okay, so now let's study in short or in brief what is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Okay, so first we'll see what is planning. Planning is future oriented and determines an organization's direction. It is a rational and systematic way of making decisions today that will affect the future of the company. It is a kind of organized foresight as well as corrective insight. It involves predicting of the future as well as attempting to control the events. Okay, so when we see a basic term called as planning, what we first think of it as in general sense, that planning means what? Deciding what to do tomorrow or deciding what to do in future. Okay, so planning is future oriented. We decide what are we going to do next moment, or next day, or next year, or next year, or next in future sometime. Okay, so planning is number 1 future oriented, and what it is doing, it is determining the way it is going to work. Okay, in planning what we are doing, we are deciding where to go, how to go. Okay, example, let's take example of studying. Let's take our daily life example. In studies what we are doing, we have suppose exam in 1 month. Okay, so we are deciding today which topic we are going to start, tomorrow which topic we are going to start, day after tomorrow which topic we are going to start. In this way it is number 1 future oriented. Number 2, it determines the direction of working. Means today we will study management chapter 1, tomorrow we will study management chapter 2. Okay, in this way we are directing a path, we are making a path for studying. Okay, then what it is given, it is a rational and systematic way of making decisions today that will affect the future of the company. Okay, here whatever decisions we are making it in a rational way. We are making it in a way that is possible to work. Okay, it is not just random things we are saying. We don't say that today I'll complete all the units of management and even though exam is next month. Okay, we won't take that much stress in today itself. Okay, we are thinking rationally about how the plan should go. If whether whatever plan we are making, we would be able to achieve that plans, we would be able to achieve that goals, and this way we are making decisions today that are going to affect in future. Means I made a plan today, I'll study chapter 1, tomorrow I'll study chapter 2. We are making this way that tomorrow when there will be exam, when there is a goal that needs to be completed, that is going to be get affected. Okay, it is a kind of organized foresight as well as corrective hindsight. Okay, it is a proper foresight. We are thinking about future, we are making plans that today we are going to do this, tomorrow we are going to do that, day after tomorrow we are going to do that. In such a way we are making sure that whatever small targets we are having, we keep achieving them, and due to which the overall target of us is completely achieved. Okay, it involves prediction of future as well as attempting to control the events. Okay, so what we are doing, we are predicting futures. Baba, I will complete management by end of this week. Okay, so we are predicting the future by next week, or by say 10 days later my management subject would be over, studying management subject would be over, and it is attempting to control the events. When you decide in 10 days I'll finish the management subject, you are trying to control the events of the daily life. Okay, you are controlling the events by making sure I'll sit 4 to 6 for studying management. Okay, you're trying to control the events that are going to happen during 4 to 6 p.m. or any time whatever you decide to study, and you make sure that you do that particular task. Okay, planning means what? So basically planning means what? Deciding what to do ahead, how to do ahead, and what resources are going to be required to do ahead. Okay, another way, if you can explain me planning, it is planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who is to do it. Okay, we are deciding exactly what we are going to do, how we are going to do, when we are going to do, and who is going to do it. I am going to do it, my subordinates are going to do it, or anyone else is going to do it. Okay, this is nothing but planning. Okay, next is organizing. Organizing means what? Making sure that all the resources that we have in our with ourselves whenever we need it. Okay, organizing requires a formal structure of authority and direction and flow of such authority through which work subdivisions are defined, arranged, and coordinated so that each part relates to the other part in a united and coherent manner so as to attain prescribed objectives. Okay, organizing means what? When we say word organize, what we get in our mind is organize means what? To collect the resources. Okay, to collect the resources in such way that our whatever goal is achieved. Okay, organizing requires a formal structure of authority and direction and flow of such authority through which work subdivisions are defined, arranged, and coordinated so that each part relates to the other part in a united and coherent manner. Okay, what does this mean exactly? It has organization needs to have a formal structure and authority. Okay, means there is a manager, then there is a junior manager, then there is a worker, and after that the worker there is an assistant of the worker. Okay, so here there is a formal list of you can say structure of authority given, and then each person is directing the person. Each person with the direction and such flow of authority is making sure that everyone has everything that it needs. Okay, let's study another definition of organizing. A system of cooperative activities of 2 or more persons is called as organization. Okay, this is a simple definition by Chester Brannand. A system of cooperative activities of 2 or more persons is called organization. Okay, organizing or organization means what? It is a system where 2 or people coordinate with each other and do the work. It is not just one person's work. Okay, organization is whenever there is organizing word, it comes under 2 or more people. Okay, the way after A person completes his work, how B person will continue with that work is nothing but organizing. Okay, next definition is by Moni and Willy. Organization is a form of every human association for an attainment of common purpose. Okay, organizing means what? we are doing a proper work, so that whatever goal we have, whatever common purpose we have is achieved. It is a form of association. We are creating an association over here. Who is going to be boss, who is going to be the boss's assistant, who is going to work under that boss, who is going to work and who with the bosses sorry, excuse me, assistant. This all deciding is nothing but organizing. Okay. Next is staffing. Staffing is a function of hiring and retaining a suitable workforce for the enterprise, both at managerial as well as non-managerial levels. Staffing means what? Getting human resources. In basic meaning, staffing means what? Having human resource or getting human resource, and getting human resources. If we lack human resource, getting those, doing some interviews, doing some kind of test and deciding who is going to work in your organization. And retaining means what? Whatever human resource we already have in our organization, making sure that they work with our organization and they stay with our organization for a very long time of period. Okay. It involves a process of recruiting, training, developing, compensating and evaluating employees and maintaining this workforce with a proper incentives and motivation. Okay. Staffing just doesn't mean to hire people or to retain people. It also comes in subparts such as recruiting, training, development, compensation, evaluation of employees. Means you are going to recruit them, you are going to retain them, you are going to develop these people, you are going to compensate for their work. Okay, you are going to pay them when they are going to work for your organization. Next is you are going to evaluate them. Whatever tasks are given to them, have they done appropriately? Have they completed the minimum task that is given to them? If yes, what is the quality of task what is the quality of the work they have given? If no, why they couldn't do that? So is it important to are they really useful for our organization or not? If there is a little problem with that person, how can we motivate that person so that that person gives its good output? When the person gives the output with the organization's need, and that person can be retained, or is that person need to be dismissed or fired? Okay, so this all comes under staffing. Since the human element is the most vital function in the process of management, it is important to recruit the right person. Okay, without good human resource, the output of the organization is going to be bad. Okay, when there is good human resource, the output of organization is going to increase. And when there's good human resource, the work environment is healthy, work environment stays sustainable, and that gives motivation to employees to work harder and harder and achieve the goals faster. Okay, so staffing means what? Recruiting the new people, retaining the new people, making sure they work according to the goals of the organization. Okay. Next is directing. Directing function is concerned with leadership, communication, motivation, and supervision so that the employees perform their activities in the most effective manner possible in order to achieve the desired goals. Directing means what? You are showing a way. Direct means what? You tell whenever a person says, "Can you tell me the road to XY place?" Okay, so you say go straight, then go left, then go right, then go take a U-turn, and then you take a right again. Okay, so this is what directing a person to reach its goal. Okay, similarly in organization or in management, the manager is doing work of directing. Manager is telling after A point you have to do B point, after that B you have to do C, after C you have to do D, so that and the person achieves the goals whatever is required, and that should be in effective way, that should give the maximum output. And whatever this function is, whatever directing function is, it is concerned with leadership, communication, motivation and supervision. Okay, it is not just telling go this and go do this, do this, do this, do this. No, not just that. Directing also is communication, motivation and supervision. What is communication? Making sure that everywhere where there is a need of communication, then communication happens. Wherever the person is in problem, or wherever the person is confused regarding its work, the proper communication happens and that problem gets solved, and he can continue ahead in his work. Okay, next is motivation. Motivation means what? Whenever a person feels low, or whenever a person feels tired, or a person feels there is no use of doing this work, the manager makes sure that he is motivated enough to do it again. Okay, by having weekly holidays, by having lunch breaks, these all help in motivating the people in the organization. Okay, by giving them a little breaks, they get the time to relax, and then they get motivated again to work ahead. Okay, and next is supervision. Supervision means what? Looking at the work they have completed, looking at the goals they have completed with the desired goals that we have. Okay, when suppose a person is given a work of 4 hour, 4 hour work is there to complete a particular task, the person requires 4 hours and he completes the task within 3 hours. Supervision means what? If he has completed so early, is there any loopholes in the work? Is the quality of work as desired to as required? Okay, is according to the desired or required goals. Okay, or whether that person completes in 5 hours, why did it make 4 hour work to 5 hour? Okay, where the things like where there can be development. Okay, this all comes under directing. Directing means what? Showing a way by properly doing leading, proper communication and motivation and supervision by the manager. Okay, next but not the last is controlling. The function of control consists of those activities that are undertaken to ensure that the events do not deviate from pre-arranged plans. Okay, controlling means what? To look what our desired goal is and what the goal are completed by the people or the organization. Do they match, or there is loophole? Why there is a loophole? If it is more than what we expected, how did that happen? So where we can develop our management process so that we can get continuously the desired the output that we have already got. Okay, so controlling is a function consisting of those activities that are undertaken to ensure that the events do not deviate from the pre-arranged plans. Okay, we make sure that whatever we have planned, if we have a plan of completing a work in 4 hours, we controlling is what? Making sure that the 4 hour work completes in 4 hours. It doesn't take too much of time. There's no wastage of any kind of resources during that work. Okay, the activities consist of establishing standards of work performance, measuring the performance and comparing it to the set of standards, and taking corrective actions as when needed to correct any deviations. Okay, suppose let's take a quantitative example over here. The quantitative example over here is there's a production factory and the production goal is 100 units per hour. Okay, so we have a pre-decided goal over here, or arranged standard of work performance 100 units per hour. Okay, so what is controlling? It is first deciding what kind of goals we have to achieve. Number 2, measuring the performance and comparing it to the set of standards. Okay, so after 1 hour, how many goods have been produced? If 90, why has that goods, when the target is 100, why that has been 90? Okay, number 2, if there has been 100, the quality of the product that we have decided and the quality of output that we have got, is it same or no, or is it better or no? Okay, so if it is not better, or if it does not achieve its goals, where corrective action should be taken, how corrective actions should be taken, and how can we make sure ahead that in next hour we'll get 100 units only when we want 100. When our goal is 100, we get 100 units also. Okay, so this is nothing but controlling. Okay, so these were 5 functions of management. Okay, thank you.